Namaste, beloveds, and thank you for joining with us in the light every day. It's so precious to be together in this, and see it's so helpful because if there's any kind of mind activity, which happens on occasion, but it doesn't last. Like, it just passes by, and it's so wonderful. And I feel like it's because of these light circles, it's joining every day and to see what's true. And tomorrow I'm going to be flying to Boston to go to the ACIM conference. So I wanted to record this tonight. We're just going to take it one day at a time and just see what Jesus comes up with. Because I feel like we're to still extend out these light circle sessions every day. It's such a miracle. It's so helpful here. See where these denials are. And they still come out and come up. Jesus is direct with me as he's with all of us. And you can all hear this love, this great love speak to us. That's all we can keep doing, is looking with him at the denials and just see that there's infinite light here and infinite happiness. And yeah, so I could feel a little bit of tension, a little frustration coming up. So I'm going to look it's been full on here at the center, and feels really good to look at lesson 142 tonight. My mind only what I think with God. And I'm grateful to have Jesus show me wherever I might be investing in holding on to thoughts or trying to hold on to the dream that something actually happened. And just see what Jesus has to say, what gifts he lays at my feet tonight. Love, infinite love. And that these things, whatever's passing, it passes. It's not the light. It's like you almost can't really invest in them. Like, it can seem like, yeah, it's just, there's still no investment in it. There's like not investment anymore in these things so much. Lesson 142, my mind holds only what I think with God. Jesus, can my mind hold anything other than what I think with God? No. Are there any denials? We had a really deep session tonight. I'm seeing if there are any denials, and we just got out of that session to look at the beliefs in A Course in Miracles. It's so deeply profound to look with Jesus at every denial in the light of truth. So I'm just going to ask him right now and see what comes. He says, sometimes you like to play a bit in consciousness, but it's like we know. Like to dabble in consciousness, to dabble with the thoughts that are not of God. It's like they get so washed out that they don't really stick. Like, they might come out or spin, but I can see the difference, like from looking with him every day. They don't stick. Like, they might arise, but there's no, the wheel doesn't turn for very long. Okay, he's showing me. He says these things will just, over time, when there's no investment in them, they just will burn out. They're just being shown right now. And that's really helpful to see. Like, it feels like you're cranky, sort of, like, why am I so cranky? And things seem to be going really good. And I've been looking in this light, but it's just because they're coming up to be seen, because we're willing to see them now. and not to assume that things are not perfect, exactly perfect, even if it's crankiness or just saying, okay, here's how I feel about something. Yeah, just to see that there's still divine loveliness here. And that it's only a play in consciousness. It's not our identity. And we like to play in the play of consciousness. Play like there's another. Pretend like there's another. But now when it plays, it has no impact. You just see that it has really no impact on the light that's here by focusing on the light. Like once those beliefs are just given up, they're just seen. There's no charge behind things. You just start noticing that the mind just it's just more and more peaceful. And then Jesus, this talking with Jesus every day, and the availability to hear his voice. Those thoughts that are not of God, my mind holds only what I think with God. They don't play for long. They're very light. And you wake up and go, oh, I was just having a little story there. Got a little bit in the story. But it just happens less and less. That's the experience here. Jesus, show me any stories of the day, the stories today. I'm willing to put those in the light. Stories about holding things in the mind. They're not of God. I want to give those over. Yeah, they're only being shown so that they can be looked at directly in this light. Okay. Is there anything I need to see in this light about my mind's holding only what I think with God? Any pieces of personal identity I'm holding on to? The best thing I've found here is if Jesus shows me something, then I just am really present with it and admit it. It's that avoidance, it's so painful. But the really just admitting it is this relief. In whatever experience rises up, like, okay, you'll show it to me right there. You made a judgment of your brother, which is making a judgment out of yourself, the impatience with yourself, because like I feel myself a little bit impatient over something tonight. And then I just look at it with him. Okay. And then he just goes, the light and patience. No, so it's a desire for an experience of impatience. And I ask him, can I give that over to you? Yes. And then really seeing how much that experience of patience is wanted. Just being with the wanting of it. And then just the energy yawns out. It just yawns out. It goes to empty. It's like the tank of ideas that are thoughts that are not of God, because they're not valued anymore. Even though like it'll play in consciousness, like a little bit of impatience or tension, or and we just see this is the play. Yeah, someone just said to me, because they had this really deep seeing that there is no one here. And they said, boy, it's like a firestorm after. And that was been the experience here. Like when we have these deep seeings, it's just the spaciousness for grace, actually, for grace to just, it's like we don't have the space, we don't have the desire to hold on, so it just comes screaming out. It's just really helpful to be with mighty so that you're not judging what's coming out. Like to be free, even if that feeling of like impatience or arises, it's just to be seen. It's not like a whole new layer of, okay, I'm holding on other thoughts other than God. So the ego goes, you're wrong, you're holding on, look what you're doing, that's not good. Well, Jesus doesn't ever do that. He just says, look with me where your mind's holding on you for discernment. Let me tell you when you're holding on to that, but not to tell you so you can feel guilty about it. He's just telling us so that we can look so directly. This is what is so powerful about this teaching in the experience here. It's just look directly at it for here. So the first is lesson 123. I thank my Father for his gifts to me. Like Jesus, you can look at the energy of not wanting to thank my Father for his gifts to me and just look at that energy. And he's going, yes, there's energy there. So I'll look at it. So admitting that the energy's there. So, there's this idea that like you wake up and then none of these energies arise. No, that's just like the beginning. You see that there's divine light here. That's just the beginning in a way, but it's a happy beginning because you can see the contrast between the peace and the discernment comes in between the thoughts that are not of God. And you can just start to really look at these sentences deeply that he's giving you. I thank my Father for his gift to me, and just really look like I really don't want it, if that energy's there. Is there any energy around that? Now. But I could hear it before, I could see it, I could feel it. Like as soon as I read the sentence, you can feel that tension. So I just check in with them. Is there any desire to deny this? And that's the purpose of each course lesson, to really bring into awareness where we don't want to thank our Father for his gifts to us. And then see in the light that's impossible not to be thanking our Father for the gift he gives us, because it's our nature to be gratitude. That's it. And when you see the denial right in the light, it's the collapse of the desire for the experience of not feeling thankful. So it's a desire not to feel thankful. And by not feeling thankful, then what comes with that is the feeling of being deprived of the Father. So it's so much easier just to admit it, to talk to Jesus, say, Jesus, I thank my Father for his gifts to me, and just feel that energy of where you want to just say, no, I just admit it, like I really don't want it. And then, be with the energy and place it in the light. Let me remember. So this is lesson 24. Let me remember I'm one with God. So we'll do this one too. That desire, any kind of, Jesus, is there any kind of desire to deny this lesson is absolutely true. Not wanting. I'm not hearing anything on this. So let me remember. So just check in. Let me remember I'm one with God. And just like fully be present with that. Let me, and so that it comes, the memory is there. Just be with that in the light. Remember, I'm one with God. And you can ask the light, divine light, am I one? And you can just hear that yes answer. It like cuddles you. That's the experience here. Yeah. So tucked in, so happy. And again, like the experience here, that's all you can talk about. It is helpful for me to review. Here's the experience. Experiences, the more I ask, the more Jesus just comes in and you just feel happiness. Like in the asking, it's like heaven celebrates in the asking of where are the denials? Where don't I want to remember I'm one with God? Where's that? Show me, Jesus. Is there anything? It's like, and then when he tells you no, you know that that's been fully cleared in consciousness. And Jesus says, and don't tell me you can't hear me because you can. Because you absolutely can hear me. Because it's our true nature speaking to us. The one. I'm just testing. I think my phone, yeah, it's just completely any energetic around saying no, no, no to that. It's just gone. And if for each course lesson, this is so profound, all the energy around saying, no, I don't want that, I don't, is cleared, that's peace of mind. That's where the peace of mind is, all the energy of saying no, 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 no to each of these course lessons. I remember taking the course and at the end going, but I'm not done yet, because I hadn't seen all the, it was very helpful. The course is very, very helpful at whatever level we can go through it. And we can see every time we go through these lessons. We find something new. It's very encouraging. So these light circles, at least for here, are just powerful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the brothers that come. I'm grateful for this hearing Jesus' voice to point exactly to where the denials are. Then it's really fast. It's really, really fast to clear where the denials are. As he says in the Course, do not pass go directly to God, because we are God and we have the infinite power to look at this so directly, so dead on, and not wait for these experiences to come again to go, oh yes, here's that experience coming again. We don't have to wait to have the experience because they're all in consciousness. Time is simultaneous. It's really here. So we can just, he's giving it to us in the book and we can look at each belief in the book. And it's so easy. So that's my lesson for the night. And thank you, Jesus, for the lesson, showing me the denials of divine being. Amen.